couple questions. One is New Jersey has Texas started to bus migrants to New Jersey to get around New York City's new rules around charter buses. I was wondering if you'd react to that and if you think that the city's new rules are a good idea. And then right before Christmas, your office issued a statement, I think it was attributed to Anthony, sort of criticizing the legislature for passing extreme legislation. I was wondering which bills in your mind that came to you were extreme.
Well, there are nearly over 900 and maybe 36 bills that were passed. As I said, when you pass 500 in just over a week, there is not the opportunity to have the thought and the engagement with the executive branch that there should be. So what we spend a lot of time at the end of the year trying to do is trying to salvage a lot of bills that may have merit, but there was not a calculation done, well, is that something the executive branch can actually administer? So much of what we do, so much of the legislation is passed, now puts a burden on state government to implement. Is the timing too soon? Is this something that's, for example, with the birds and the bees? This was important legislation, yet it was going to be very, very, very harmful to an industry, which is one of our #1 producers of output for the rest of the nation. We're number 2, 3, 4 in a number of critical crops, and I can't take a step that's now going to make it extremely difficult for our farmers to prosper. So that's just one example of where we have to look at bills that sound good on the face, and they always have a great title, but that does not mean that in its implementation that it is right for New York, because they've not perhaps calculated another side that I have to do as the governor to say, well, what does that do to this industry? So something can be viewed as extreme. I would say farmers thought it was extreme, but we found the middle path. And so that's just one area where, I think more can be done during this session. I'm reaching my hand out and saying, work with us during this session, and it'll be much more productive. We can get to fewer vetoes, but let's have more common sense involved in the process of developing the legislation and make sure it's practical. Is the timing right? Does it have an impact that you did not perhaps see, that we now see? So that's what I'm talking about. With respect to the New Jersey situation, I absolutely support what the mayor did. I thought it made sense, and also, it may be necessary for our neighboring states to do the same. I mean, if the governor of Texas is going to spend his nights trying to thwart our rules in our city, then we'll find other ways to address it. So it's frustrating, but bottom line is we need a federal solution. We have not stopped our request to have more controls at the borders. The volume of people coming here is untenable and unsustainable. And the mayor is working very hard. We're working very hard. But the number of individuals coming here has created a real difficult situation. And having more buses shipped here intentionally, that could go anywhere in the nation, sent here, and then try to thwart what Mayor Adams is trying to do to just manage an extreme situation is frustrating. But we'll continue to work with them very closely. And we'll also be working on this in our budget.